Yeah. It's that certified shooter shit, nigga. Yeah. Certified shooter. Street nigga certified. Street nigga certified shooter. Everything official. Everything certified. Street nigga certified shooter. Street nigga certified. Street nigga certified. Street nigga certified shooter. Street nigga certified.
We here again. You know, we still here. So, you're gonna give me an exclusive. And you're gonna tell me a little bit about it, right? So off of this, could we see more matchups or more tournaments like this?
Yeah, definitely. Ultimate Madness Season 2 Smack already made
I
it.
just don't like to leave my guy alone on camera because he don't like interviews.
So this is your battle buddy.
For sure.
My battle buddy. Not our partner, but the battle buddy. All right, go ahead. Tell me more about battle buddies. All right.
So this Ultimate Madness 2.
Asshole shooter. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm not even hating on it. That's fantastic. Go ahead.
So the Ultimate Madness 2. So will the stakes be rise higher as far as the prize?
That's a Smack Beasley and Chico decision. Me personally,
Yeah.
I'm against. Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm not against making the prize higher. I'm against making the prize higher just because the level of MCs are higher.
Yeah,
because then
just because somebody's been around a little
it
bit
gives the
longer.
impression that these guys that's battling now are less important.
Yeah, like that's exactly how I feel about it. I don't in any way want to set up a situation where anybody gets to say,
You were
you
were just in the 25,000.
Yeah, you were only in the $25,000 tournament. I was in the $35,000, $45,000, $50,000 tournament. Like $25,000 isn't some shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
We'll always do things to raise the stakes in a general way, right? Like maybe you don't. Maybe it ends with you don't open the next big event, but you fucking headline the shit, or you're just right there in the undercard, or there's some other kind of guarantee that just makes it, that ups it without trying to shit on this tournament because you watched it today, right? Was there anything missing other than the crowd? Like, was there any quality of performance that you were missing out on where you're like, oh my God, I wish blah, blah, blah was there because these guys are all trash?
All right, so take me how you got started as far as the production wise.
Shit. My background is in audio. I was an audio engineer. I did a lot of music production for years. And then I got credits. It's around. The information's around. But I've got credits on big records and stuff. But the music industry kind of started collapsing. I don't know if anybody noticed, maybe 10 years ago. And I looked at my crystal ball and said, let me get into the video side of things. And then as I started participating in that, I started doing a lot of advertising, and I started doing a lot of work for ESPN. I worked on a number of the 30 for 30 documentaries. I did a lot of work for Fox Sports too, and Bleacher Report. That whole time I was just a kind of lunatic battle rap fan, and I kept wanting to make a show because at that time, like, the standard was like the iPhone blog where the guy's holding it straight up and down, talking into it in his car or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I knew that if I could contribute anything at that point, if I could contribute anything to battle rap, it was that I could bring a higher production value to something. So I spent like a year trying to find a host because I didn't want to be in front of camera. You can tell even now I'm not that into it. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. But it took like a year of trying to find somebody till I got sick of looking, and then I just decided to host the thing myself. I put together some stuff. I ended up on the War Report. Shout out to P and Norbs. They came and got me and brought me over there real fast, like within 10 hours. I think I put my first one out, and 10 hours later they had me on the War Report just because of the production value. Yo, my guy. How you doing, friend? No, you good.
Yeah. So
Anyway, so yeah, and then honestly, over the years, it's really, really, really connected to my guy P, making sure that the bosses at URL remembered my name. He kept throwing stuff in front of me to have me do that would get me higher profile in front of the bosses. And yo, you need the keys? Oh, he's chatting. He'll come get him. And eventually I kind of co-directed Born Legacy 5, and that was my first like thing where I didn't direct it by myself. I co-directed it with B City. Shout out to B City. He's my very good friend. I respect him a lot. So we kind of co-directed that event together. And I did a lot of the lighting for that one, so you can tell that the lighting's kind of elevated on that event. And then since then, again, P has just been kind of shoving me in front of the URL bosses, making sure that they realized that I was kind of for the home team and that I could be utilized. So after that, I started doing a lot of the sound at the events. And if you notice, the quality of the sound went up. And then not too long after that, I started doing the live stream face-off. So that's been my gig. That was kind of my like definite like foot in the door for something to be doing all the time, was the sound, and then shooting the face-offs the night before. So as soon as we like kind of came up with the idea of the face-offs, that was me. Right. So from the first one.
So you did you come up with Black Market Media?
P and I came up with Black Market Media as a concept and as a company. We're like an LLC, but we're inside of URL. So we don't like really, we'll do a little bit of work out in the world, but for the most part, we are just right inside URL. So, yeah, it's he and I are kind of the, I don't know, CEOs or something like that. Right. But honestly, it's like a crew of bosses. It's not like, not like, you know, everybody's under us and there's some bitches and we're the, it's not that. It's not that. It's a crew, to be honest, of just insanely talented people. So, yeah, go ahead.
So, like, who all is a part of the brand Black Market Media?
Okay.
You know,
I'm gonna forget somebody because right now P likes to add people and barely introduce them. I mean, so let me talk about the extended Black Market family. Yeah. The core of it is kind of myself, P, Ike, Be Like Ike, who's a graphics wizard, Twiz, another graphics and editing wizard. BC is one of the sort of very core members that's been around a long time. Rob BC Music First is his whole ridiculous title. And he's kind of my right hand when it comes to shooting events. So if I'm hired to shoot an event and I'm only allowed to have one other guy, it's BC. BC is the guy I'm bringing with me, because he's one of the few people I trust with like taking my cameras and my vision and helping me execute it. And he can walk away with something I own that's worth $50,000 and I don't think he's going to break it or set it wrong. We also have Kay, who's a younger guy who's a super battle rap fan, and also just, we kind of stumbled upon him because we had something booked. I don't even remember what it is now. And we had camera guys booked, and he, like whoever the camera guy was, flaked out, fell out. And Kay, we knew had some experience, but really we just knew him as a battle rap fan. And we were like, hey man, can you take a camera and not fuck it up? And he jumped right in. He didn't ask about money. He didn't ask about anything. He just said, when do you need me to be there? And he turned out to be fire camera guy. So that's kind of like the core of like the production side, right? And obviously I already spoke about the graphics guys, some of them, because we also have Annex, who is kind of an understudy of Ike and Twiz. And he's done a lot of like PG graphics, a lot of stuff like that, and he's a very, very talented human being. We have Custom Made Menace, who is kind of a Swiss Army human being. It's like, oh, if you need like something put together real quick, like he'll do it. Like he's on it and it's gonna be fire. If you need something like, and kind of his main thing for us is being in charge of social media. So that's us and a lot of URL responsibilities as far as social media goes, promotion, stuff like that, flyers, things like that. He's kind of that. Derez is a name you'll hear a lot, and he's of Black Market Media too. He's kind of independent, like he does a lot of things independently of us or our oversight, but then he's family. Like we do a lot. I love the opportunity when I get to film something, do a rough edit, send it to Derez and just say like, hey, can you just make this dope real quick? And in a handful of hours, it's just coming back my direction. Now, since then, see, now I get worried that I'm going to forget somebody. Nina is the woman who keeps us all from murdering each other. She just kind of oversees the organization of the organization, if you follow me. And now we've got Spade, who is editing and graphics. You know Spade. Spade's, we're a big fan of Spade, and he's kind of just sort of come in and become close with us. And then one of our sort of hot prospects that finally became part of it is Mala from I believe I'm pronouncing it right, from URL2K. URL2K, and that whole concept is something we've just been ridiculously into forever. Like the whole 3D rendered video game look and everything. And that's how we got, if you guys have seen it, the Ultimate Madness promo stuff that looked like a wrestling event. That was him. And we reached out to him thinking he was probably going to say like, I'm kind of busy, you guys. And he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm down. And just immediately started working. And then, another member of the extended family is, of course, Shooter the God. I don't know if you guys are familiar out there, but Shooter the God is definitely part of the extended family. He's come in, with us a handful of times and really helped as like support staff. Getting was it Band Legacy 3 where you actually like came in and were with us the whole time, or was it Band Legacy 2? I swear to God, bro, like it just all mushes together for me, like at this point, because each one of those events is 3 days. So I've done like 9 Band Legacy days at this point. So it was Band Legacy 3, right? That you were in? Yeah. Right. So, and that was a fire weekend. Like, we all had a really good time. We were all at an Airbnb together, like, just being ridiculous until the late nights, like, getting edits done and getting shit up for the people. So, I apologize to whoever I have definitely forgotten in Black Market Media, but as you can see, we have a lot of family.
A lot of shooters. Like, I'm not the only shooter, but
facts.
A lot of shooters.
A lot of shooters, a lot of editors, a lot of talented human beings. Absolutely.
Right. So, would you mind? Well, I'm
certified shooter. Street nigga certified. Street nigga certified. Street nigga certified shooter. Street nigga certified.